The Democratic Party's current approval rating is 21%, which is only slightly more popular than Kanye's swastika shirts. The Democrats need to find their Trump, the part where a politician bonds with everyday Americans because he talks like them. And the good news for Democrats is they have that guy, and his name is John Fetterman.
That's political commentator and liberal broken clock Bill Maher abandoning Democrats to move to the center and endorse John Fetterman for president. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like the Trump effect is taking hold and the political pendulum is finally starting to swing back to the right after years of liberal insanity and progressive pod people nagging their way into power. Here's Bill Maher reluctantly acknowledging the dramatic shift that's taken place since Trump took office and what it means for Democrats moving forward.
To everyone who's been stopping me lately and asking, Bill, if by some weird fluke Stephen A. Smith doesn't run for president, who are we going to get? Well, I'm going to tell you. But first, a word from common sense. Now, whenever a political party finds a real star president, the other side always says, well, we have to find our Bill Clinton, our Reagan, our Obama. Maybe that's why, according to a new Gallup poll, 45% of Democrats want the party to move to the center, which is up 11 points from 4 years ago. Trump and Fetterman actually have a lot in common. They're both plain-spoken anti-elitists who come from money, married exotic immigrant ladies, went to Ivy League schools, and aren't afraid to take on their own party. After the election, instead of curling up in a ball, Fetterman went to Mar-a-Lago, where Trump assumed he was one of the guys from January 6th. And afterwards, Trump said he's not liberal or conservative. He's just a common sense person, which is beautiful.
You know, kudos to Bill for seeing the writing on the wall and seeing that someone like Fetterman is probably Democrats' best bet moving forward. But I've got to say it is a little hilarious how he just can't seem to help himself from snubbing his nose at non-elites. I mean, here he is basically admitting that his party needs people like Fetterman because average Americans are sick of being talked down to by smug, condescending coastal elites like himself and every liberal on that panel. Yet, he still has to make a joke about the protest and the way Fetterman acts and looks.
Look, here's the thing. Voters aren't really savvy about the issues, but they do have made it clear what is important to them. Authenticity, balls, and charisma. Trump has that package, and so does Fetterman. He's only been a senator 2 years, and he's already more famous than most of his colleagues. Quick, I dare you to name this sad-looking lady from Washington State who's been in the Senate for 30 years. You can't teach charisma or balls. Fetterman is that rare Democrat who's not afraid to put the woke nonsense peddlers in his own party in their place, saying things like, wanting a secure border and realizing that it was out of control, that doesn't mean you're a xenophobe or a racist. He's been unequivocally pro-Israel, as are most Americans, and when pro-Palestinian protesters showed up at his home, he went up on the roof and waved an Israeli flag. Fetterman says the 4 words that strike fear in the heart of every Republican who wants to hang on to power. I am not woke. That's why Trump won, not because Americans were clamoring for tariffs on margarita mix. Going where the American people are on crime and immigration, gosh, it's so crazy it just might work. See, that's how you get these things called votes. And once you do, you can take office.
You know, Bill is wrong about a lot of things, but at the end of the day, he's absolutely right about the current state of the Democrat Party. Because say what you want about Bernie Sanders, but he resonated with young people and liberals because they perceived him as authentic. That is, of course, right until the mask came off and he started shilling for the same elites who screwed him over multiple times. The simple truth here is Fetterman really is the only bet for a rough around the edges authentic politician on the left. AOC is too performative and feels like a reject theater theater kid. Pete Buttigieg is like a pride knockoff of Obama. Newsom is like if a Batman villain in American Psycho had a love child. And Michelle has been acting too secretive and erratic with the public lately. Not to mention all the other questions still floating around surrounding her authenticity. But let me know what you think. Is Bill right about Fetterman? How would you feel about him as the Democrat nominee next election? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!